Hello guys and welcome to a new Wargame video today by me Vulcan. Today I have for you another 2v Tuesday courtesy of Raptor and Bolt Source. If you'd like to see this game from either of their point of views, please feel free to check out the description. I will have a link to their videos down there. But anyway, today we have them swapping sides and playing the Blue 4 whilst they have two opponents, Captain Sai and Gen C Lovric, playing as Red 4. So Bolt Source is today using a Blue Dragon deck, which is basically just South Korea and Japan, and then we have Raptor making use of, I think, a fully German deck, probably German mechanized, but I'm not entirely sure. So we'll have to wait and see how this turns out. I will of course go over the units as soon as they start putting more down. Somebody requested that I go over the opponent's units in the last video, so I will do that also. So let's start off by looking at these helicopters that Bolt Source is placing. We have these UH-60Ps, which are basically just Black Hawks. Not quite sure what's going to come into them. I'm actually not too familiar with the Blue Dragon units at the moment. It could be some seals that they can get, or some other more elite infantry, but I'm not entirely sure, so I'm not going to guess. These UH-1Hs are coming in with some infrared AA. We have a UH-1H here, which has a command infantry unit in it. We also have a Nana-san Shiki CV from Bolt Source holding Alpha. We have an OH-1 Ninja, which is a really awesome recon helicopter that comes with, I think it's 4 infrared missiles. Then we have a K-30 Biho, which is a twin autocannon radar AA. It's got a couple of those. 2 Hachi Kaioshikis. Actually, I think that's what he will possibly bring in the Shuju Buntai with, because I think that's the only unit you can use to bring in with them. I'm not entirely sure. The HMVs here, the Humvees, with the Chumat squads. Then we've got the Fiat 6616. It's got 2 of those by the looks of things, small recon vehicles, and they're going to be supported by a Nanayon Shiki G, which is this big fella right here. You've got 3 Chugata cargoes, and that is all of Bolt Source's forces. So it looks like he's going for a quick push, probably up to India. Over on the left, in the meantime, we've got Raptor with some TRSP CH-53Gs, which probably have fullscreen. We've got B105M VBH going with it, which is unarmed, so that's just going to be used to make sure that those don't get shot down by any infrared helicopters. Got a quick drop off from an MD Jupiter, a command squad there into Gulf, and there's another command infantry squad in Foxtrot holding that. The main amount of Raptor's forces, though, is on this road. We've got 2 Marder 1s there. Actually, we've got 6 Marder 1s altogether, probably all Panzer Grenadiers. We've got a Leopard 1A1 Recon tank. Then we've got a Flak Panzer Gepard A1, a KPZ-70 Kyler, and a Leopard 2. So that's a nice little convoy moving forwards there. Now from Captain Sai, looks like he started with a numerous amount of Mi-8s. We've got KA-52 recon helicopter moving over to try and shoot down these CH-53Gs, along with this Mi-24V, which comes with 8 Iglas, which is just awesome. 2,450 range with an accuracy of 55%. Unfortunately, only 4 HE power, so it would take 3 shots to shoot one of those big transport helicopters down. But here you can see the Mi-8s dropping off their infantry. We've got a PTUR Conkers M squad. We've got 2 Igla squads, 2 VDV 90 squads, 2 Gonostrelki 90 squads, and another Conkers M squad on the right side here. Now over on this side, it looks like the engagement has already started, with Bolt Source dropping off these UDT SEAL squads from those helicopters. And they've landed, and now they're facing off against these LSTR-40s, which seem to be the flavour of the month at the moment. Incredibly good units. Oh, nice movement there from Bolt Source to avoid the snipe from the HGMs. But this PPZR squad is completely annihilated, but did manage to shoot down the F1 with the help of the LSTRs, because the LSTRs do also have Igla missiles. So, yep, Shuju Bantai dropped off. They're going to be pushing into the town from the right side with the help of the Hachi Kaishikis. Really nice supporting vehicle, these, with their awesome auto cannons, which are 35mm auto cannons. But these UDTs actually pushing forwards and seem to be dying extremely quick. Over on this side, MiG-25BM has come in. Looks like that did manage to possibly blow up. Yeah, probably took out this flak panzer there. And now we've got a Panzer Grenadier squad here, which is being fired upon by these Gornestrelgi and the Mi-8 MTVs. That's not going to last very long at all. Looks like both of, or pretty much all the Marders that came with them have been taken out in the meantime, so that's unfortunate. But the starting troops from Lovrik were basically these LSTRs. We got the Motschützen in the SPW-70s. There was the infrared AA there, and these two SPZ BMP2s. So now Boxels is just using his Hachi Kaishikis to wipe out these infantry so the Shuju Bantai can move in and start firing on any APCs that are sitting too close to the town. You can also use them to clear out these LSTR because they are going to be a big issue, especially with those STG 943 assault rifles, which can be really powerful in close combat, and they can catch people out in the open like you've already seen. So the majority of the Marder 1 support is gone from here, but we still have the Panzer Grenadier 90 squads sitting around. These Panzer Grenadier 90s aren't actually in a compound, which is strange. I would presume that Raptor is busy micromanaging elsewhere. It looks like he's brought round these CH-53Gs that moved up on the left, all the way around to the right to help Bolt Source win the advantage in that town, due to earlier seeing the Mi-24V and the Ka-52 over there. Hachi Kaishiki is going to work now on these APCs, catching out these SPZ BMP2s. This SPW-70 though was sitting there for a very long time using its 14mm machine gun to fire onto these Hachi Kaishikis, and the Hachi Kaishikis don't have a great side armor. Well, they do for a 30-point APC, they're actually really overpowered, but a 14mm machine gun with a certain amount of power can actually go through the armor of a Hachi Kaishiki. So there's Shuju Bantai shooting at the LSTRs now, as they've moved to shoot down the CH-53Gs that were pushed up by Raptor. Now it looks like he did lose one unit of Volkskrieger 90s there, which is unfortunate. And currently, Raptor and Bolt Source are behind by 160 points to the enemy's 580. So quite a deficit there for Bolt Source and Raptor at the moment. So this K-30BO was brought forwards to use its twin auto cannons to finish off the LSTR squads, and the Shuju Bantai can now safely occupy that town. Meanwhile on this side, not really much going on. The Marder 2 is still in the same place. These Panzer Grenadiers have now been moved into the forest. We've got the KPZ-70 Kyler in there, and yeah, all seems pretty quiet over here. Raptor's brought up 4 units of Fliegerfaust 2s, so they'll be useful to be used against enemy aircraft and helicopters. I think they weren't using attack move then, otherwise they probably would have shot down that MiG-25BM. Bit of a missed opportunity there from Raptor, if I'm honest. This MiG-25BM though, not really finding much to shoot at. This Flak Panzer Gepard A1 has actually got its twin radar turned off, so It's good that Raptor's paying attention in some areas, but seems to be falling down in others. But now we have an attack from Captain Sai with the Strezets and Spetsnaz moving into the town to help Lovrik with his Motschützen. Shuju Buntai there got bombed out by an F1 from Bolt Source, killed his own troops, but did do a lot of damage to these Motschützen, so not a complete loss. And now he also has the reinforcing Shuju Buntai to help out. But now he has to deal with these Spetsnaz squads. And the Spetsnaz with their AS Vals and the RPO Rice are just going to annihilate that squad. Napalm launchers plus incredibly good close range submachine guns. Not really much he's going to be able to do there unless he gets some decent fire support. And I think that's what he's trying to do here with the K30BO, get it into a position at which it can actually fire onto these squads. Captain Sai getting those out the way nice and quickly. So a good move from him. He's waiting for these LSTRs to catch up from Lovrik so that they can force the Shuju Buntai out of the town, or at least kill them off. Still not much going on over here. Looks like these Fliegerfaust have found a target. These two Mi-8 MTVs hovering at low altitude. Yep, looks like both of those got shot down nicely. We have these two BTR ZD Strezets coming in, probably to sort out these Fliegerfausts. I wouldn't be surprised if they're a bit annoyed about all that infrared AA presence right there. These two Shumat squads look like they have an opportunity to pick off a couple of units here and there as the enemy moves APCs towards the town. Well, the Marder 1s were just used then to blow up both of these Mi-8s on the ground, and wow, with two infrared missiles coming in from the Fliegerfaust 2, which both have HE power 5, the two explosions on this Mi-8 actually managed to make this one die as well. So, two for the price of one there. Really nice job shooting down all those Mi-8s. Gonna bring up the points a bit and help them out with their deficit. All these Strezets are being targeted by these Marder 1s, but looks like they are starting to do some serious damage to this Gepard A1. Fortunately, with the help of this Peace Rhine, two very strong anti-tank missiles come in and help destroy that armor. But now we've got Raptor having to deal with these Spetsnaz that are moving into this forest. He's quite rightly moving his Fliegerfaust back. Wouldn't be surprised if he gets these Panzer Grenadier 90s to engage the Spetsnaz. He's also got quite a lot of fire support here though. You know, these KPZ-70s are really good in this situation, catching out infantry in the open with its auto cannons and its main gun. We've also got Leopard 2 here, so they did manage to kill one of the Spetsnaz squads entirely, and there's only 8 men left in the other one. So a nice amount of damage, but they are going to have to move on these units very quickly away from that forest, and then what they can do is move the Panzer Grenadiers, but it looks like they're being bombarded by this T-72 M1M. Very nice accurate tank is going to destroy that squad. F4F Peace Rhine comes in, does blow up the T-72 M1M, but got shot down by this Kub M4. Nice missile straight into the plane there. The KPZ-70 Kyler did a good job at picking off both of the APCs here, these BMDs, and it's left both of these VDV squads very, very damaged. Got to be careful of this advance of the Spetsnaz though. Although, if the Spetsnaz bump into a KPZ-70 Kyler, I don't think he has to be too worried. KPZ-70 Kyler is not going to take much damage from a napalm rocket, and as you can see with the support of the Marder 1s, that Spetsnaz squad is completely dead. Okay, so some reinforcing fullscreen Jaegers here now. The Igla fortunately missed there for Raptor. If that had hit, it might have stunned one of the helicopters, forced him to hover a bit further. Oh no, here we go. Igla did manage to get a stunning shot onto this helicopter and actually shot down the other one. Oh dear. If those don't land quick enough, Oh, looks like they did. I was going to say they're going to lose another squad of Volkskriegsjägers, and that would have been dreadful. But managed to take it out nonetheless, and, well, all of those HGMs certainly finished it off. So, Bolsource doesn't have a great amount of presence in India. They have captured Bravo, though. Would be nice if they could get a CV into Delta at some point. But at the moment, things look pretty even in terms of like command points. It's just Raptor and Boltsource are about 500 points behind in terms of score, because of course this is again a destruction game, and you know, they're playing for 4,000 points. But so far, it looks like the Red 4 have been getting a lot more value for money. So Fleetfaust there shooting down another helicopter. Captain Size brought in a MI6 to resupply his units. So that'll help get these VDV back to full strength, which will be good. Then he can use those to attack into Echo. But it's slowly pushing forward this T-72 by the looks of things with an attack move. And if that basically spots anything, it will do a serious amount of damage. Oh, that reversing there did cause the T-72 to basically miss a shot. When you use a tank move, your units always stop and then fire. Whereas if you use like commands where they're firing on the move and they don't have a great stabilizer, then they're going to be much less accurate, and that's exactly what you saw there. The Leopard 2 is stable, so he's going to get really accurate shots. The T-72 M1M, if it was on attack move and he'd let it fire before he'd reversed it, then he would have been fine. But the two BMD3s with their Conkers missiles did actually just destroy the Leopard 2. That's huge. And we have the last Marder 1 there being destroyed as well, probably by the VDV 90 squads. We have 3 units of Jaegers though moving up through this forest. Now it would be nice to see all of those units firing onto the Motorschützen 90 at the same time, because they would absolutely annihilate the Motorschützen as they come across the field. But if they let the Motorschützen get close, then they might be in a little bit of trouble. You can see that machine gun that they have there. It looks like they're firing a RPG when they're not actually firing an RPG. They're using an LMG 944. It just sounds like they're firing an RPG at though, which is a little bit of a bug, I think, to be honest. These two Jaeger squads not going to do too great against holding up against Motorschützen 90, especially if these BMD3s start getting into the equation. Volkskriegsjäger 90 squad coming up though with their close quarters machine gun, their close quarters MG3. That should start to put some serious hurt onto those Motorschützen. They can use these Volkskriegsjägers to pin down the VDV in the field. That will also be a very good move. Weaken those units significantly. Over on this side, Boltsource is significantly reinforcing with lots of units of Shushu Bantai. We've got a couple more Hachikayo Shikis there. Hayu Sam Mistral squad. We've got the UDT Seal squad. And he's now got 2 K30 Bihos on the right side there. He's also managed to get fresh squads of Shushu Bantai into the right side of the town, which is really good. And now it looks like they're firing smoke over that town to prevent the fire support from attacking their squads as they move across, I would presume. Okay, looks like the Jaeger squad did get taken out, but the Volkskriegsjäger 90s are still alive. He's got a couple of extra Panzer Grenadiers coming up now to reinforce. It could be the Panzer Grenadiers that were occupying this area. And I think he's being a bit careless here, leaving these sort of buildings open. He's managed to get a command infantry squad into Delta, which is really nice. But if he's not careful, you know, a APC could just rush down this road and then capture these buildings. And it's going to be incredibly hard to push them out of. And then they completely lose control of the center of the map. It looks like the majority is going on the right now. Bolt Source is forcefully pushing up these Shuju Buntai to clear the enemy out of the town. One of these Nanayon Shikijis was taken out by the squads of LSTR that are defending the town. But I'm presuming he's just trying to overwhelm them, but it doesn't seem to be working at the moment. These Shuju Buntai are nearly dead. There they go. There's only 5 men left in these 3 squads of Shuju Buntai. And these last 3 squads here are still being fired upon by this BMP2 whilst having to deal with the SCGs of the LSTR squads. So I'm not sure if they're going to last very long either. And if they don't, that's just putting Raptor and Bolt Source further and further behind. The artillery is coming in there, as you can see, targeting the light vehicles. We've got 2 F1s coming in there, bombing out the LSTRs for the Shuju Buntai. Or they did manage to actually completely destroy the LSTRs on the right, and the unit on the left is now being finished off by the Shuju Buntai. But a unit here, a Hachi Kaioshiki, was taken out by the HGM, I think, of this BMP2. So, a bit unfortunate there. These BMD3s are now pushing into this forest, and it looks like they will find these fullscreen Jaegers. Fullscreen Jaegers at close range with their 110mm heat rockets will do a lot of damage to these BMD3s, but not when they only have 4 men left. Panzer Grenadiers will likely finish off those BMDs, and then he can use them to clean out the rest of the infantry in the forest. Meanwhile on the right, a rocket barrage coming in from these BM21 Grads. It looks like they've already been targeted for attack by Bolt Source, so I wouldn't be surprised to see the artillery, these K9 Thunders, being used to try and blow them up. Captain Sai moving them back from that position though, so they won't be destroyed by any counter artillery fire. So nice move from them. But still an engagement going on here between these 3 Shuju Buntai squads and the Mochutsun. Bolt Source is bringing up some extra UDT seals to swing that fight in his favour. Meanwhile on the left, got the Panzer Grenadiers fighting the Mochutsun. Not sure quite what happened there. Looks like a bomber came in and did some serious damage to Raptor's Fullscreen Jaegers. This SU-27PU just shot down a Japanese Eagle, and then we have this F4F KWS finishing off the SU-27. So not quite sure who really won in that trade there. I guess an SU-27 is a big kill, especially from an F4F, but they did trade the F-15. Anyway, we've got the Panzer Grenadiers now finishing off these VDV-90 in the forest. They're currently being replenished still by the MD Jupiters, which is interesting. Looks like the VDV weren't doing any damage at all then, and they were continuing to replenish because of that. But now 2 Spetsnaz squads coming up with support of 2 Strezets. Oh man, the Panzer Grenadiers are going to be annihilated instantly there. That just shows how effective napalm rocket infantry can be in this game sometimes. The Bolt Source has got his UDT SEAL squads into the town, but the Shuju Buntai are dead now. Looks like he's bringing up a couple of Chumat squads on the right. I think that's a really nice move, because he'll be able to use any HGM fire to cover the entire expanse of this advance. And by doing that, literally Loverick will have 0 pressure on this town. So as soon as these Mochutsun are dealt with, it looks like Bolt Source may have complete control of that town. K1 of Bolt Source is here, being used to help out Raptor on the left. But with those Spetsnaz being successful at killing the Panzer Grenadier squads, they're going to maintain control of that forest now in Echo. Raptor's bringing up some more M113s. I wouldn't be surprised if these have Jaegers in them. Just trying to bolster his infantry forces. The Tumats are doing really well at destroying any APCs that come up the hill there. You can see one of the BMP-2Cs got caught out. Artillery fire now coming in on the Tumat squads. Bolt Source's artillery seems to be trying to pick off these Moat Schutzen. He's got to be careful that he doesn't let them get too close to his Tumat squads and take them out. BM-21 Grads also being used now to take out these Tumats. You can see just by the amount of artillery fire that they're putting onto these units how much pressure it's putting on them. They do not want to be dealing with these HGMs. And surprisingly, at this point in the game, you can see that Raptor and Bolt Source are now less than 300 points behind. So they've definitely brought it back in a big way so far. These Tumats actually pinning down the Moat Schutzen there with the help of the artillery. An F1 coming in, probably going to finish them off. Yep, there we go. Sorry I missed that dodgy camera for a second. I think it wanted to follow the aircraft. But the UDT SEAL squad here looks like he might just get away with one man left. Running for his life. Going to be replaced by 4 units of Shujibantai though. And then finally, they might be able to get rid of these Moat Schutzen in the town. The artillery coming in there. Very close to this flat SFL 23-4M. I'd be surprised to see that die to the artillery fire. Hachikai Shikis. The auto cannons. There we go. Killing off the Moat Schutzen there. Now, because it's a destruction game, I think it's making both sides play a lot more careful. And in some ways it's interesting because, you know, Captain Sai and Lovric don't actually have to attack at this point. They could just sit back, relax, you know, they're ahead. It would force the blue team to push hard onto them. But at the same time, you know, especially like in the way I play, I love just constantly pushing on the enemy, and it looks like this is what could happen over here. You know, he's got all of these units and he could utilize them to push hard onto that town, but he's just got to do it properly. But he's really just continuously pursuing the town here and trying to really, you know, hold on to India, when I think if they just put more effort together into like defending Echo here, they could really do some serious damage to Raptor. If we zoom out a bit further, you can see that there is actually nothing going on near Hotel. And, you know, Captain Sai and Lovric both have units here. And surely, like, with this UAZ, you could have scouted this side completely. And then maybe even, like, sent a unit here to shoot down this BO-105 while they're not looking. And then just snuck a load of units down towards Gulf. That would have worked out really nicely. Like, obviously, it's defended here with these 3 Jaeger squads, but I don't think there'd be enough to like stop a determined push through Hotel. And even now, with these units sitting here, surely you could just sneak a command like unit into the corner of Hotel to make use of that. I think they completely, you know, neglected the fact that they have almost all the pressure on Hotel right now, and there's just constantly an infantry skirmish going on at Echo, which is, you know, really benefiting Raptor and Bolt Source more at the moment, or at least it seems that way. We've got an IL-102 coming in here. It's going to drop. Oh, I was going to say it was going to drop its 14 500-kilogram bombs, but actually got stunned and shot down with the help of the F4F KWS. The Tornado ECR also got shot down. Oh my lord, he lost a couple of really nice planes there to this MiG-29, and this MiG-29M also with its radar missiles helping out there. Oh, that is incredible. 2 like really nice Blue 4 aircraft just got shot down then. But they did manage to prevent the IL-102 from actually destroying these Jaeger squads completely with the 14 500-kilogram bombs I was talking about. But with that, like, air skirmish there. You know, the points are still getting relatively close. You know, you got Raptor and Bolt Source with 2,710 points, and Sight and Novrik with 2,975 now. If Bolt Source and Raptor keep this up, then it looks like they might eventually snatch the lead. They have 12 minutes left in the game, so it's really up to them at this point to make the difference in this game. They've managed to get a command vehicle into India and actually secured that. That's massive. And these Hachikai Shikis are doing a good job of pinning down these Moshutsun. But with the introduction of this T-72 M1M, that has forced the Hachikai Shikis back straight into artillery fire from the Ondava. We've got this unit here, the BMP, being blown up by these Chumat squads, I would presume. Now the artillery is coming in and hitting the Shoju Buntai. Chumats. Looks like they might be able to get a shot onto this T-72 M1M. Yep, nice front armor hit there. They can get another shot onto that tank, and then it will destroy it, but nope. Looks like that was spotted to be happening, and he has reversed it down the hill there. So Bolt Source doing his best to try and get some counter artillery onto the enemy. Did actually stun the Ondava there, but I don't think the artillery shells are going to land close enough to actually destroy it. So that's okay. Meanwhile on the left, Raptor's having a look around with his BO-105. If he's going to do that, I think he should definitely replace the recon here. Because if this Mi-24V comes across and shoots this down, then, you know, it'll leave them without any recon on the side of the hotel, and then, you know, the Red 4 team could just push through and hit Gulf really hard. But they have built up their forces now very, very strongly in the center of the map here. You got these two K1s of Bolt Sources. You've got all these Jaeger squads occupying these forests. You got the two Volkswagen Jaegers there. You got, you know, a Volkswagen Jaeger there. We got two Shoju Buntai 90 squads, three Fliegerfaust 2s for infrared AA. Oh, another two K1s coming up as well. Yeah, they're doing so much damage now with these tanks. You can see those Spetsnaz squads taking a lot of damage as the K1s get in a good position to fire across the open field. They do have to be careful of the HGMs though. And they are being hit hard by these BMP-2s now. One of the K1s has been destroyed, but the K1 on the right did manage to kill off the T-72. The artillery coming in there and doing a lot of damage to the units in this forest. And meanwhile, you've got Raptor using these MD Jupiters to create a supply chain that will continue to supply the entire front. As long as they overlap, I think they share their supply. Over on the right, Bolt Source has complete control over this town now. And if he gets up any more HGMs, it's going to make it almost impossible for the Red 4 team to take that back. You've got some rocket artillery coming in from these RM70s. Looks like that's coming all the way over onto these units here. They are cluster missiles, and they're going to do a lot of damage to these K1s if they're not careful. But it looks like it's almost too spread out to make a difference. These K1s actually, you know, not actually taking much damage from that. Not as much as I at least thought they would. Took a little bit, but just wasn't really concentrated enough to do any damage, and it's never going to do any damage to these infantry squads. So that's why you saw them not take any damage. but some artillery coming in there, attacking the BMP-2s. And that was just a couple of mortars there. Yeah, these M113 mortars. And at the moment, it's getting close to the points limit, and Cy and Lovric are still ahead. You know, only by like 220 points now, but still, it's still a significant amount to be ahead by. And if they get, you know, 100, 200 more points, that's still a victory for the red team. So, be interesting to see if Boltsource and Raptor can bring it back from this point. They did lose a K1 there, but did do a lot of work on that side. It's just really an artillery fight at the moment. It seems that they're using their artillery to sort of whittle down each other's defences, and then maybe one or the other will attack each other, but I'm not entirely sure quite yet. Those mortars accurate, but not in the right position. Not really anything going on at Hotel when I really thought there should be throughout this game. Just completely neglected this side, especially considering the concentration of forces on the right and middle of the map. Surely you can spare something for the left, or it just seems a bit strange. These two F4Fs here with their infrared missiles coming in to cover the skies for a second, and a KF-16C there as well. Interesting plane to bring in. Only has 6 radar missiles and then the Vulcan minigun, but yeah, it just seems like a bit of a dodgy plane to bring in. Like, the radar missiles are always nice, you know, they have 7,000 meter range, but you got to be careful bringing in something like that against proper dogfighting aircraft. So it looks like the big artillery pieces from Boltsource are actually being used to shoot this one small unit over here, this flat SFL. It is worth 50 points, and that is going to bring them closer to victory. Looks like at the moment, though, it's only really those artillery shots that are dealing the damage to bring them closer to victory. So I guess it was really worth it, especially in destruction, to get 50 points there off that vehicle, especially considering it's completely idle. But it looks like now you got these M109s being used in conjunction with the mortars to RT this forest, and eventually they're going to hit something. 2 VDV squads being pushed up here towards these fullscreen Jaegers and Shuju Bantai. We've got these 3 Spetsnaz squads moving through this forest. Now, I'm surprised how easily Sai managed to get these Spetsnaz squads into this forest. They're going to do a lot of damage if they're not careful. These VDV squads, however, are being pinned down by the mortars by the looks of things. There we go, Spetsnaz squads, like one napalm rocket just wrecking these Jaegers completely. Actually ridiculous. Leopard 2A1 was brought over from here. Oh, that looks like one of those Leopard 2A1s got shot and blown up. Okay, that's bad news for Raptor there. But the fire support from the Leopard 2A1 will be good enough to deal with these Spetsnaz squads. Just got to be careful that he doesn't get sideshot by any HGMs, but looks like they've run out of HGMs on the Red Force side, so that's okay. Instead, these tanks can just be used to utterly destroy the Spetsnaz squads for pretty much free. Sachi Kaishiki, max range, is killing off this BTR ZD Strezet. Oh, last shot from the Leopard 2A1 there, killing that off. And these Spetsnaz squads, as they try and retreat, will be taken out by these K1s by the looks of things. Spetsnaz did manage to deal with the Jaeger squads in this forest, but lost more Spetsnaz in that attack than they actually killed. Oh, the Leopard 2A1 is stunned there. And, oh, that's so unlucky from Lovric's Conquer's M there Didn't manage to get the last shot onto the Leopard 2-in-1, then got killed off by the K1 there. And wow, okay. Raptor and Bolt Source got a minor victory. Wow, where did that come from? I don't even know. They only won by like 410, is that, well, 390 points, I guess that is? Yeah. That's a minor victory, so they win that. That's incredible. Considering Sai and Lovric were ahead the entire game, I think that Spetsnaz attack really threw the game completely. With those Spetsnaz squads dying, along with their APCs that were covering them, that's like 60 points a piece in terms of the APC and the... I think Strezets and Spetsnaz are like 50 points each. So 2 Spetsnaz squads and their APC is like 100 points. And that late in the game, when every point counts, that's a big deal. So, yeah. I don't know. It wasn't that tense. It just seemed like towards the end of the game, I just thought it was going to be, you know, finished by Artie. But it seems that just all of a sudden everything kicked off. Everyone realized that someone, like the other team, was getting close to winning, and so they just decided to throw everything at each other. But yeah, a pretty messy game in my opinion. There was a lot of things that were underutilized in that game. You know, Hotel was just left alone the entire game, which I think is stupid on that map. You know, you could really get some serious reinforcement points out of that sector, but nobody went for it, which I think is silly. As for, you know, the beginning of the game, the red team definitely had it. They got to the positions that they needed to in order to hold back the blue team, and it made the blue team sit at like an awkward angle on the map. But I just don't think the Red 4 utilised that enough, because they were scared of it being destruction and losing too many points by advancing on their enemies. So yeah, I don't know. It was an interesting game, but maybe not one of the most interesting I've watched. Either way, hopefully you guys have enjoyed that one. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.